The following is a presentation of the HAN Network, the leader for local news, sports, and entertainment in Fairfield and Westchester counties.
And a belated good afternoon to you, everyone. Welcome to Staples Field in Westport. I'm Rob Adams. Frank Granito, Justin Galanti here as well. We join you in the last of the second inning here at Staples High School, this matchup between the Wilton Warriors and the Staples Wreckers. The Warriors come in with a record of 9-7, 6-5 in the conference. The Wreckers are 8-8, 7-5, and that is pushed foul down the right field line. Again, a belated good afternoon, and our apologies. We came across some technical difficulties here that got us off to a delayed start. We will recap everything here, scoreless in the last of the second inning, and a 1-2 pitch is on the way, served foul down the first base line, 1-2. Frank, let me let you get in here. Good afternoon to you. We've already seen some good baseball to get things started.
And really, we're picking up where we left off in last year's FCIAC championship game, where defense rules the day right now. Pitching has been phenomenal up to this point. We've only seen 3 hits through the first inning and a half. We've seen a couple great plays in the field, so haven't missed much, but glad to be back now.
A 1-2 breaking ball stayed high from Billy Black. Now the 2-2 is on the way, swung on and fouled off into the glove of Jack Donano, and down on strikes goes Max Popkin here to start the bottom of the second inning. First strikeout for the right-hander Black. So one away, it'll bring up Matt Stone. We will recap everything as we get things going here. Again, we are scoreless here in the bottom of the second. Max Stone, Mike Cusa, and Sam Arciola all due up for the Wreckers, coached by Jack McFarland. And the first pitch from Black on the way, fastball bounced up the middle, ranging over toward the bag is Dylan LaFerry. He throws him out, 2 away.
Nice play there at the shortstop position. Stays down on the ball, fires over to first. And our first one-pitch at-bat we have seen today.
Mike Cusan now due up, the second baseman, as he steps in for Jack McFarland's Wreckers. Coach McFarland's been here since 2005. They're coming off an 8-0 win at New Canaan. And the pitch low and outside, 1-0.
That being their 8th win of the season, clinches them a spot in the state tournament, which will start up in a couple weeks.
Short hopped, 2 balls and no strikes. Of course, they are the defending FCIAC runner-up, having lost to the guys right across the field, the Wilton Warriors last year, 1-0 at Harbor Yard, and a fastball lifted foul, heading over toward the line and out of play. There's a line that runs down the extension of the fence here beyond the dugout, and that is the out-of-play line. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike with 2 out. Both teams threatened in the first, went quietly for the most part so far here in the second. We do have 2 outs. And Black's ready with a 2-1 pitch on the way, and the righty brings it home. On the outside corner, pitch had a tail to it at the knees, 2-2.
Good pitch there, just on the outside corner. We've seen a generous strike zone so far today, and a good mix of breaking balls and fastballs from our pitchers.
2-2 is short hopped at the plate and grabbed by Donano, and it's 3-2. We'll set more up for you when we have time. A payoff pitch with 2 out. On the outside corner, a called strike, 3. And Kusa takes the bat and pounds it into the plate. Home plate umpire Jim O'Neill lets him walk away from that one. 2 strikeouts in the inning, and the Wreckers go quietly here in the home half of the second inning. Hopefully we can stay for an extra moment and recap here. Eric Gendron okay with it. Thank you very much. All right, recapping for you as we got things going for the Warriors. They had a 1-out single from Drew Connolly to center field, and that set up Colin Cahal, followed by Dylan LaFrary. Well, LaFrary hit a ball right out to the fence, and what a play out there in left field by Chris Durbel, who basically braced himself against the fence and pulled it in.
And a great presence of mind out there in left field with the wind blowing out to the big fence out there today. He sensed it, paced himself real well, and was just able to get it. And for a second there, it looked like it was a routine pop-up that just kept carrying and carrying. You thought it might have gotten over.
And we've got the wind blowing out to left today with the normal Blue Monster, not the true Blue Monster this year. In fact, Jack McFarland was telling me before the game they still intend to make that become the Blue Monster again, but they've got to put some different tarp out there that's a little more weather-friendly because the wind was just so much coming off the school that it impacted the fence and actually bent the fence ever so slightly, but the integrity of the fence itself is fine. And the last of the first for Staples, John DiDomenico led off with a line drive to right field that was caught. With one out, Ben Kasparius ripped the double to left. Then Noah Yokoi came up. He singled to right center field. Kasparius came around third, stumbled, and Justin Galante, I'll bring you in there. You said it first. That could be huge in this game.
Well, absolutely. On Yokoi's single, Kasparius rounded third. Looked like he was going to score with ease, but tripped rounding third. Wasn't able to score. Staples couldn't put up a run in the inning, even though they had second and third, one out. And I said it to you guys off air. If this game holds up scoreless, low scoring, we could look back at that play in the bottom of the first as a big one where Staples was not able to cash in on a run-scoring opportunity.
And Kasparius runs a pitch inside to Matt DeLisa. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And Justin, we're looking at it right now on camera. You can see there's a divot pretty deep in there right before the bag from where we're standing on the third baseline. That looks to be where he tripped coming around the bag. And what is the difference right now and why we're still in a 0-0 game?
A 1-1 pitch from the North Carolina bound Ben Kasparius is a called strike. 1-2 to DeLisa. Now a breaking pitch is lifted foul and out of play into the parking lot, first base side, and it stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. DeLisa will be followed by Michael Tinkin before the top of the order. Henry Stremecki for the Warriors, coached by Tim Egan. 2 really good guys, coaches here in the FCIAC, and a breaking ball swung on and missed. For strikeout number 3 for Kasparius, 1 away here in the home half of the second. Let's set the defense for you. For the Wreckers, it's Chris Durbel in left, Sam Marciola in center, John DiDomenico around and right, Chad Knight at third, Max Popkin at short, Mike Husa at second. Noah Yokoi plays first after catching yesterday. Matt Stone behind the plate. Ben Kasparius on the mound, and a line drive to right center field will drop in. And a 1-out hit for Michael Tinkin. He holds at first. Hit number 2 for the Warriors.
What's interesting so far, guys, is that Wilton has had a couple hard hit balls off Kasparius, and they've all been on high fastballs. Ben's topped out up in the 90s with his fastball, but Wilton's been able to get on top of the ball, swing down on it, and hit a couple base hits to right field, something you don't normally see with a guy who throws so hard.
And a runner off first is a breaking ball check swing. He went around Stremecki, who's 0 for 1. No balls, 1 strike. He grounded the second his first time. Kasparius holds the ball behind on the back of his right thigh, now throws over to first. Yokoi holding the runner on, diving back safely is Tinkin. This is a great matchup, a matchup of Staples tied for 7th in the FCIAC at 7-5 against the number 9 Warriors at 6-5. Breaking ball is in the dirt and blocked by Stone. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And, of course, the top 8 teams will advance to the FCIAC playoffs. Staples is tied with Danbury right now, who they still have left on the schedule. Danbury holds the tiebreaker over Wilton.
High throw, but Yokoi saves the error. So staying put there. 1 on, 1 out, no score. Top of the 3rd inning. Glad we are with you now from Staples High School. A runner off first. Tinkin being held on by Yokoi, gets his lead, pitch on the way, fastball called strike at the belt, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Now the pitch on the way, breaking ball, push to first, nice play by Yokoi. The throw to second will not be in time. But a nice play at first on the fielder's choice. That'll go 3 unassisted. He tried to throw down to second, but did not quite have enough on it to get Tinkin, who, of course, was running on contact.
I was smart there. It almost looked like it might go foul. Good use of the off-speed pitch there. We've seen Kasparius strike out with both the fastball and the curveball this far, so a good job fighting it off, but a better pitch leads to the easy out.
Ball short hop to Drew Connolly. He takes it, 1 ball and no strikes.
And guys, you might have noticed that Yokoi didn't look like he threw that 100% base. He's had some arm issues over the last few years, and due to that, he really hasn't been able to throw all out really since his sophomore year, and that's why he hasn't gotten behind the plate since his sophomore year.
Connolly swings and misses. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. for Wilton, going for their third straight shutout. They're 2-3 in their last 5 games, and a fly ball to center field. Waiting for it to put it away is Sam Arciola. No harm done in the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. Let's take it to the bottom of the 3rd inning now. We'll catch our breath here from Staples High School. No score, Wilton and Staples. You're watching the FCIAC on the HAN Network.
I think what makes ONS special is that it has everything that makes academic medicine great. We have the fellowship-trained specialists, but we still bring the style and type of medicine that's indicative of a community practice.
We are all trained in our area of interest and expertise, so our patients see a doctor who specializes in their particular injury.
I did have 2 consults with major New York City hospitals, but I just felt that the care was best here. I was treated like a rock star. The surgery exceeded any expectations that I had.
It's time to come back to hometown banking, where people are taken into account, not just balances. Where community comes first. A place where there's more than one kind of interest. Where automation will never replace consideration. Where they not only know your name, they know your dog's name too. It's time to expect more. It's time to bank well. Bank smart. Bank local. Bank well.
On we go to the last of the 3rd inning. No score. Sam Arciola will lead things off. He'll be followed by the top of the order, John DiDomenico and Ben Kasparius. Rob Adams, Frank Granito, Justin Galanti. With the rest of our crew on hand today, Eric Gendron directing with A.J. Simonowski, Kevin Coleman, Sean Saylor, Josh Fisher, Marty Hersom, all in the house here at Staples Field. And the pitch on the way shows bunt, but takes a called strike, 0-1.
The lone lefty in the lineup for the Records is Arciola. I think he's the first one we've seen today as the Warriors are not presenting any.
And he swings and rolls it to first, bouncing foul. Defensively for the Warriors, Matt DeLisa in left, Drew Connolly in center, Henry Stromecki around and right, Michael Tinkin at third, Dylan LaFreri at short, Colin Cahall at second, and Henry Hovland plays first base, Jack Donano behind the plate catching Billy Black. A team that lost 14 to graduation, Tim Egan was telling me earlier. The 0-2 takes inside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And, of course, among their big losses from this defending FCIAC champion team was JT Morin. We'll talk about him in a moment. He's doing some good things, high and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Morin now at UMass Boston. He is 4-0 on the season there. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Check swing and a called strike 3 on the high strike at the letters. Strikeout number 3 now for Kasparius and 1 away.
On the second strikeout looking by the Wreckers today.
Excuse me, strikeout number 3 by Black. I'm still catching up myself.
Oh, you're right, by the Warriors, yes.
Yes.
I'm right there with you.
Back to the top of the order, and John DiDomenico, he lined out to right and lines it here to right again. This is a base hit. Play it in right field by Stromecki, and it's a 1-out single in a scoreless game.
And Rob, you mentioned JT Moran. The impressive thing about his 4-0 record that you talked about at UMass Boston, he was used so much in the FCIAC tournament last year for Wilton. He couldn't even play summer ball because he could barely lift his arm. Pretty impressive that he's made it all the way back and having such a successful freshman season.
That is something we asked him about when we talked to him. Off-speed pitch of the called strike at the letters, no balls and 1 strike. Through upwards of 270 pitches through 2 games in the playoffs. Throw over to first. Obviously through the complete game effort in the championship against the Wreckers, beat them 1-0. And what a night that was. Still gives me chills to think about it. Runner off first, staying put, a breaking ball's a called strike. Nice tail there, 0-2. But Morin, as I mentioned, 4-0 at UMass Boston in 7 starts with a 3.83 ERA and 55 strikeouts. I'll tell you about his last start in a moment. The 0-2 pitch on the way. Check swing by Kasparius, and he fouls it off. No balls and 2 strikes. In his last start against Rhode Island College, Morin went 7, scattering 4 hits and striking out 5 as the Beacons won 8-1. The UMass Boston Beacons. Runner off first. Throw over. Back safely with a head-first dive is DiDomenico being held on by Hovland, excuse me. A long look in by Billy Black. He brings it home. Breaking ball in the dirt, but no advance, and blocked very well by Donano behind the plate. 2-2. Jim O'Neill, the home plate umpire. Dave Gruss has the bases. Chris Callen has talked about Jim O'Neill many times. Cato knows a lot of these umpires. Runner stays put. Push through the right side, and it's a base hit. Rounding second, making the turn, DiDomenico. The throw is short hopped and grabbed, gets away. He makes the turn, does DiDomenico, and he will score. It'll turn into an error, but it's 1-0 as Staples takes the lead.
And really heads up base running there. It wasn't a terrible throw from right field out of the glove of Shremecki. It took a bad hop, unable to slow it down all the way with Tinkin, and just great awareness by, DiDomenico to make it all the way home.
I think it's got to be an E9, unfortunately. Justin.
Really odd play right there by Colin Cahill, the second baseman. Nobody was running. DiDomenico was staying at first base, like you said. He wasn't stealing, but he went to cover second on the play, and Kasperius' line drive went right through the vacated 4-hole where he would normally be playing.
Now Noah Yokoi 1 for 1. He singled his first time with a runner off second in a 1-0 game. That misses low, 1-0 on an off-speed pitch.
I did notice what Justin was saying. Breaking hard towards the bag off contact. You have to wonder if he saw it wrong off the bat there or if he thought maybe the runner was going.
1 ball, no strikes with 1 out, and the pitch on the way. Fastball stays upstairs, 2-0. Outfield plays it straight away, but you'll respect the Blue Monsters, so DeLisa will play somewhat deep and left. Now Black straightens up, throws it, brings it home, and it misses. 2 balls and make it 3 balls and no strikes. Of course, that run unearned. But just 1 out in the inning. Kasperius off second, check swing, and a called strike, 3-1.
Looked like Yokoi taking all the way there on 3-0. Runner on second here. You got a little momentum. No need to give him the green light just yet.
Here's the high set at the letters. Now the 3-1. Breaking ball misses low and away, ball 4. First walk allowed by Black. In chatting with Tim Murphy, the sports editor of the Wilton Bulletin today, he told me that, fielding has been a problem for the Warriors all season and lots of unearned runs, and we just saw it happen right here.
And it is an unearned run, and they have had their issues in the field, but again, I don't know that was. I thought it was a good throw. From where he was, he put it on a line. It was a tough hop to say the least. I'm sure the coaching staff would rather see him hit the cutoff there, and you guarantee there isn't a chance at a run.
Now, of course, everybody has their own official score. Wilton has theirs. Staples has theirs. We have ours. I feel E9 on the throw. Unfortunately, because of the way the ball bounced, I can't put it on the third baseman.
No, and that is the correct scoring to it. You don't put the error on the third baseman there. He's not responsible for you throwing it short. It's an unfortunate hop is what it is.
Pitch is low and outside to Chad Knight. Knight had 2 RBIs in that win over New Canaan. He takes a called strike on the outside part of the plate, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, runners off first and second, 1-0 Staples in the last of the third. And he brings it home, breaking ball misses low. 2 balls and 1 strike. A stunningly beautiful day here in Westport. 71 degrees right now. As this is fouled back. 2-2. The wind, it's dropped maybe a degree or so down to 70, but still the wind gusting at times up to 10, and when it gusts, you feel it, especially as you go down into the valley of where the field is. We are, of course, on high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, working from the stretch. Black brings it home. And a high drive to deep right center field. Cruising over is Connolly. Makes the catch on what you would call the warning track. They have the chance to get a play at second, and they do. And Kasparius turns around, looks at third base, and says, what happened there? For the Warriors, for the Wreckers, they get a run. It is unearned with one error, and ultimately they're going to strand one. We go to the fourth, 1-0. Staples leads Wilton. You're watching the FCIAC on the HAN Network.
Had a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast without an appointment. Biking, golf, tennis, soccer, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or go to coastalorthoexpress.com. That's coastalorthoexpress.com. Like them on Facebook.
On we go now to inning number 4. Colin Cahall, Dylan LaFerry, and Henry Hovland due up for the Wilton Warriors. They trail 1-0.
And really a big break for them at the end of that inning there. You've got first and second, the heart of the order coming up. We see a ball hit about as far as you can possibly hit it inside of the park. Someone must have lost track of how many outs there were, because both runners were a base and a half ahead and had to retreat, making for the easy double play.
This Wrecker team played for a state championship last year. Besides playing for an FCIAC championship, they lost to Amity in the state title game in Class LL 8-1 up at Palmer last year.
That's an Amity team that is 14-1 right now, sitting in first place in the double L class.
Locked and loaded.
And Amity looking to capture a 4th consecutive Class LL state title this year, something that has never been done. In that game last year, Staples really ran out of pitching going into the finals. They started with Ryan Fitton on the mound. He had a little bit of trouble. Kasparius came in just having pitched a few days earlier. Staples really just didn't have it that day, but Amity, like you guys have said, an absolute powerhouse in the state of Connecticut. They played Staples earlier this season on this field and had a pretty easy win that day.
That was back on April 10th. They lost 5-1 to Amity that day.
And a called strike to start the inning to Colin Cahall, 0-1. He struck out his first time. Kasparius has struck out 3. The 0-1 in a 1-0 game. Check swing, dives low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ryan Fitton got the win yesterday. No runs, 4 hits over 6 1/3. And an 8-0 win, the 1-1. Hard fastball, called strike at the knees on the outside part of the plate. 1-2.
And the Wreckers, along with that loss, only 4-4 at home this year, which is a little tough bit of a record here. While you're sitting at 8-8, they have clinched a spot in the playoffs.
The 1-2 misses, 2-2.
But you would like to be better on your own turf here, defend home field advantage.
1-0, 4th inning. Kasparius gets his sign. Now he cranks it and brings it home. Breaking ball, swung and missed. It's scooped up, grabbed by Stone. He will throw him out. High throw, but Yokoi really showing the ballet moves there to get on the bag and get out of harm's way. Strikeout number 4.
And the breaking ball has been working all day long so far.
So now Dylan LaFerry comes up. Big hit in this game at that time was the drive he hit to left field, and the heck of a play out there by Chris Durbel. Kasparius works from the stretch, kind of angles himself toward the third base dugout, now cranks and brings it home. Breaking ball called strike, dives across the back door, 0-1.
Kasparius not afraid to use the breaking ball in the first pitch of these counts. We've seen him do it several times so far today.
The 0-1 fastball on the inside corner. Pumped it in there, 0-2. Once again, Durbel playing basically in Fairfield. Fastball upstairs, 1-2. He is right up against the fence out there.
Especially now with the wind starting to gust too. He might even think about moving over towards the line a little bit more.
The 1-2 pitch on the way. Misses with a hard fastball. That looked like that was close, 2-2.
You kind of wonder about Durbel's positioning out there because anything over his head is either off or over the fence, but any kind of bloop in front of him he wouldn't be able to get to.
The 2-2. Fouled back, just a protecting swing there. And it stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Saw Cooper Boardman and, of course, the guys from WWPT before the game today. Gotten to know them a bit. 2-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball is a high fly ball down the left field line, twisting into foul ground, and will go well out of play. So it stays 2-2. Got to get it up into the jet stream today, but right now that wind is hooking around toward left.
Hey, that ball carried again. That might have been over the foul territory fence, not just to the left, but to the back in the woods.
Yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out, 1-0 Wilton. Top of the 4th inning here. And I said Wilton, I meant Staples. Bouncing ball to short, grabbed there, throw across. Yokoi grabs and comes off the bag. Tough play for Popkin. He will serve it with the E6.
Credit Yokoi for the effort on the stretch. It looked like he might have dropped it, though. And that is indeed the case after checking with the umpire scoring.
So a runner off first, that's the tying run. It'll bring up Henry Hovland, who's 0 for 1, grounded to third and takes a fastball called strike. 0-1. Right down the heart of the plate. Kasparius now working more from a traditional stretch, works it over and throws to first. Toes the rubber from the first base side. Works the ball behind his right thigh, sets, brings it down at the belt, and brings it home. Fastball called strike, 0-2. Works quickly, generally speaking. Chad Knight at third adjusts the cap, puts it back on. They're in the home whites with the blue piping and the numbers and the pitch on the way. That misses. As Matt Stone had to come out of his crouch to grab it. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Good spot to miss, though, with an 0-2 count and the runner on first. Maybe the guy's a little anxious at the plate, and you set yourself up to throw out any runner on contact or moving.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, throw over, back safely is LaFerry. I'm really kind of fond of these Wilton uniforms. I gotta mention that. Throw over. That lighter blue with the navy. I've got friends here today. This is great. All of a sudden, I started having a dogtail hitting my right leg. And, of course, Ruby's here as well. The 1-2. Fastball check swing. Runner goes on a delayed steal. He will get there. Got a late jump on that ball that went high. Set up a good throwing position for Stone, but almost airmailed it into center field, in fact. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As Hovland waits on a 2-2, breaking ball in the dirt, 3-2. Tying run at second. It's a 1-0 game right now. We're in the 4th. Now from the stretch, Kasparius brings it home. Fastball, misses outside, ball 4. Does have a base to work with, so not entirely a lot of harm. First walk he's allowed, and it'll bring up Jack Dooley, the designated hitter, who flied to right his first time.
And credit Hovland on the at-bat there, down 0-2, fighting back all the way, draws the walk. So a little bit of a threat now. First one that that Kasparius has had to face today.
And by the way, the Staples Diamond Club asked us to pass something along. They're having a car wash. That is Saturday, May 14th between 1 and 5, with the rain date being the following Saturday on May 21st. That is at Freudenman and Billings, 1720 Post Road in Westport, near the Stop and Shop in Westport. There you go. Suggested donation of $15. So come on out, support the baseball team.
I participated in a couple of those car washes in my day for this team, and
I'm sure you did.
I know you guys are probably disappointed you didn't get to see me there, but certainly a worthy cause.
We're still expecting to see you there.
That's right. Now Duel waiting. Kasparius brings it home. Fastball low, 1-0. Of course, come June, you'll be in a different state, Mr. Galante. I'm pretty excited for you.
Yeah, I'll wash your car up in Rhode Island, though, if you need.
1-0 is a fastball on the inside corner. 1-1. The Ocean State
Waves.
There you go. Some great baseball being played there. And you'll visit Connecticut a few times. You'll come back to Danbury for sure. The 1-1 pitch on the way is a breaking ball in the inside corner, 1-2.
And, guys, I have the view over here of the batter's face, and he looked a little scared about that speed pitch. That was a knee buckler if I've ever seen one.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Tying run at second. 2 on. Kasparius brings it home. Breaking ball, swung on and missed. He had him set up. Strikeout number 5 for Kasparius, 2 away.
That was just nasty.
Now Jack Donano, who struck out to end the second inning. Big spot here in a 1-0 game. And the pitch on the way. Fastball pushed to right. Waiting for it is DiDomenico. In his tracks, he puts it away. And the inning comes to an end. So the Warriors threaten with an error and a walk, and they strand 2 after 3.5 at Staples Field. It's Staples 1, Wilton 0. You're watching the FCIAC on the HAN Network.
Walter Stewart's Market in New Canaan is your time-saving local shopping destination for the best of spring. Find many of your favorite products, from great specials on everyday items to the freshest organic produce, artisanal cheeses, and grass-fed steaks. Drop off your knives to be sharpened, grab a beautiful bouquet of spring flowers, and stop in next door for a wine tasting. Plus, their personable staff is always ready to lend a helping hand. So stop in to Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street today, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
For more than 50 years, Triple S has been Fairfield County's expert service for carpet, upholstery, and drapery cleaning. We provide the best in repairs and in-depth restoration, understanding fabrics and how to properly clean and restore them. Our staff will come to your home to clean your wall-to-wall carpet to perfection. We can also pick up your fine carpets and bring them to our facilities. With locations in Norwalk, Stamford, and Stratford, Triple S will get the job done fast, big or small. At Triple S, you can count on our people as well as our cleaning. Find us at triplesclean.com or 203-847-8000.
Let's take it to the bottom of the 4th inning at Staples Field, just beyond Staples Stadium. 1-0 our score as we play here in the last of the 4th inning. Mike Fannin will lead things off for Staples. He'll be followed by Max Popkin and Matt Stone. A couple of people here today before the game, long before the game, they were here chatting with us, and they didn't even know who the teams were playing. They just knew they were here actually to watch the home plate umpire. Pitch on the way from Black as a called strike fastball, 0-1 to Fanning. So we explained who was playing today, and they were kind of surprised. In from Seattle, they were telling us, the 0-1. Swung on and missed by Fanning, 0-2.
Nice change up there, off speed. Fanning the DH for this Staples lineup. Now he's got him 0-2. Let's see what Black does.
Black ready with the 0-2, brings it on the way, swings, and down he goes. So a strikeout to start the 4th inning.
Really nice job by Black there, elevating, going a little bit higher. All 3 pitches on Fanning right there. Got him to chase all 3 times.
That's his 4th strikeout. Fanning, one of 2 stories of injuries for the Wreckers as the pitch comes in and a fastball swung and a missed by Popkin, 0-1. He struck out his first time. Of course, Nate Panzer lost to the shoulder injury, but Fanning will have Tommy John surgery really in June. He's done for the year, May 31st. Pitch is short hopped, 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody on, 1 out. 4th inning. Now Black brings it home. Fastball called strike at the knees, 1-2. So we mentioned Justin will be, of course, in Rhode Island with Ocean State, and not too far away will be the voice of the Danbury Westerners, Kevin Coleman, the 1-2. Went to check his swing. He went around. Strikeout number 5, 2 away. Kevin off mic today, but running one of our cameras, standing right alongside Sean Saylor. You will find Kevin at Rogers Park in the NECBL. And it'll bring up Matt Stone, who's 0 for 1. He grounded out his first time. Now the pitch on the way, off speed. Breaking pitch dives away, 1-0. Wind picks up again, and now blowing directly out toward left, shifting just a little bit at times. The 1-0 pitch. A called strike just below the letters, 1 ball, 1 strike.
A couple of the records have been upset with some of the past few strike calls. Thought that one was high right there. In the past at bat, we saw a couple that were low.
The 1-1 with 2 out. Swings and misses, 1 and 2.
It seems like Black's had a clear plan so far this inning. Breaking ball in the dirt, fastball above the zone, and he's been very successful.
The man with the plan, we'll see if he paints the black here with a 1-2 pitch on the way and 2 out in a 1-0 ball game. He brings it home and a fastball lifted foul and back toward the school. Indeed does bounce off the school. It stays 1 and 2.
And it's a deceiving fastball. He doesn't look like he's going to be over to Powey right now, but Staples' record is still just a little slow to catch up.
1-0 with the 1-2 on the way. Misses inside and low, 2 and 2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. That's low as well. Went back to the fastball, that time 3 and 2. Black did have a 1-2-3 in the second inning. Otherwise, he's been dealing with base runners, the 3-2. Upstairs, ball 4. That's the second walk allowed by Billy Black. It'll bring up Mike Husa, who struck out to end the second inning. Billy Black pitched in Saturday's 3-2 loss to Stamford. So he's on 3 days rest. Here's the high set, brings it home. A called strike at the knees, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 1-0 Staples, 2 out. Curveball stays high, 1-1. Softball tomorrow. In fact, Kevin's due to be on the call with me as we're at Stanford High School tomorrow. The set in the 1-1 is a fly ball on the infield. Calling for it, Colin Cahall. I think you could hear him calling a town or two away as he puts it away. That's the way a coach likes to hear you call for a ball. Well, the Wreckers put 1 on the walk, but they strand them. They have stranded 4 through 4. It's 1-0. Staples leads Wilton after 4. You're watching the FCIAC on the HAN Network.
I'm Kate Czaplinski. Join us for Coffee Break, weekdays at 11 to get the latest Connecticut news, weather, high school sports, and more. News doesn't get any more local than on Coffee Break on the HAN Network.
You are watching the HAN Network, and you're not alone. Nearly 500,000 viewers enjoyed our broadcasts in the first 5 months. Advertise on the network that reaches Fairfield County, Connecticut's most engaged audience. Contact Jessica Murrin, Advertising Director, at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
Back at Staples Field, Ben Kasparius gets ready to start inning number 5. He will deal with Matt DeLisa, Michael Tinkin, and the top of the order, Henry Stremecki. Rob Adams, Frank Granito, Justin Galanti with you here.
We are cruising along right now.
We really are, which you are now going to get yelled at because everyone else buys into the jinx.
I don't. I'm with you. I don't.
Nope, I don't buy into that stuff.
The pitcher's duel we got going on right now, I feel good about it.
No, that's fun.
That being said, I wouldn't mind seeing some hits and some runs and people playing baseball.
For Tim Egan, the head coach of the Warriors, he was also a Wilton football coach until 2009. Of course, he had taken over for a legend in Tom Fujitani. Again, the Warriors had only had 4 coaches in their history. That's pretty remarkable.
Very impressive.
As a football program, granted it was a late starting program, pitches a fastball low to Delisa. He struck out his first time, 1 ball, no strikes. Bruce Cunningham is the current coach. 1 ball, no strikes in a 1-0 ball game. And the pitch on the way, fastball at the letters, a called strike, 1-1. But that's a lot when you're not only a football coach, but Coach Egan has been really Wilton baseball forever. Rolled to short, ranging over to grab it is Knight, throws across, and Yakoy holds on, 1 out.
Really nice play by Knight there, playing the hop off the grass beautifully. No hesitation, and guns out Delisa off the short grounder off the hands of the bat.
Now Michael Tinkin, he singled his first time. Tim Egan in his 37th year. This is bounced right foul down the third baseline. That is not Coach Egan in the third base coach's box. A lot of head coaches like to be on the base paths. Some don't. Tim Egan is just outside the dugout, right on the field. As he swings and misses, does Tinkin. And it's 0-2. 1 out, 1-0. Staples on top. 5th inning. Fastball outside, 1-2. Good spot there. Both pitchers pitching like they're double parked, and it's a beautiful thing. The 1-2. Fly ball to center, starting back Arciola. Now he puts it away, 2 out.
Great jump off the crack of the bat. Arciola getting there with ease. And just like that, Caspia dealing with 2 down.
Nobody on and 2 out now for Henry Stremecki. He's 0 for 2. Grounded to second and hit into a fielder's choice. Pitch is a called strike, 0-1. Drew Connolly would be next. He swings and fouls it off, slicing first base line. Nowhere near the HAN Network rig. It's 0-2.
I specifically parked behind it so that it would shield any possible ball that could reach my car.
I was here before the rig showed up, so I'm well out of harm's way. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. A 1-0 ball game in the 5th, and the pitch misses outside. 1-2.
George Goldstein looks like he's going to start warming up for Staples. Really the long man, setup man, closer, really just comes into the game.
The 1-2.
At any point.
Overthrew that one into the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We saw Goldstein when we were here when the Wreckers played Stamford. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 1-0. Staples on top of the 5th. Kasparius ready, gets his sign. He has what he likes, and he brings it home. As a breaking ball, he has to get out of the way of it, and it's up the middle for a 2-out hit. Stremecki now 1 for 3.
That's a great piece of hitting with 2 strikes on you, 2 outs. Shorten up the swing, go back up the middle. Nothing that Kasparius could do about that one.
The North Carolina-bound product climbs back up onto the hill, and he'll deal with Drew Connolly, who's 1 for 2, singled and flied to center. In that game against Stanford that we were here for, Kasparius hit a long home run. Pitch on the way. Fastball bounced foul, 0-1.
That game was back on April 13th. It was a 4-1 win for the Wreckers. Started a small win streak there before they were derailed by the Tigers.
No balls, 1 strike, runner off first, throw over. Despite their inconsistency, both coaches seem very satisfied with where their teams are.
You're right in the mix where you want to be. Both teams have been 5-5 in their last 10 games. You're up and down. Staples.
They've got him off, but he is safe. He just got the hand down. Sorry, Frank.
Staples has been a little better in the last 5. They're 4-1. That only loss coming against Darien, who is, this point in time, running away with the #1 seed. Greenwich holding on as close as they can.
Greenwich, a fascinating story as well. They're on a big streak right now. Swinging and missing is Connolly 0-2.
And guys, one of the reasons these coaches are so happy about the position they're in is that it's become clear that all you need to do is to get in the FCIAC tournament to win. It hasn't been since 2009 that a number 1 seed has won.
The 0-2 pitch on the way. Runner goes with 2 out. It's a called strike 3, so it doesn't matter. The throw will be irrelevant, and it is strikeout number 6 to end the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. We take this now to the bottom of the 5th inning, 1-0. Staples leads Wilton. You're watching the FCIAC on the HAN Network.
A Better View Window Cleaning Plus has been cleaning glass all over Connecticut for over 20 years. They also specialize in cleaning chandeliers, mirrors, skylights, tiles, and will power wash anything that needs cleaning. They hold an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and are fully insured and bonded. When you deal with the Better View, you're dealing with the best, not the rest. Call today for a free estimate, 203-284-8836, or visit them online, abetterviewcleaning.com.
I'm John Kovach. I'm a newspaper editor. I'm a high school football coach. I'm a television presenter, and I want you to love fishing as much as I do. Tune in to Yankee Fisherman, Thursdays at 1 on the HAN Network. It's like going to the tackle shop without leaving your office.
When it comes to local entertainment, we've got it all.
From movies, local artists, etiquette, and more.
Watch HAN Arts and Leisure every Thursday at 2 on the HAN Network.
Sam Arciola will lead things off as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning at Staples High School, along with Frank Granito, Justin Galante, and our entire crew. I'm Rob Adams. Bottom of the 5th, Sam Arciola will lead things off. He's 0 for 1, struck out in the 3rd. He'll be followed by John DiDomenico and Ben Kasparius. Left-handed batter is Arciola. And the center fielder waits on Billy Black's first pitch. Checked his swing, but it's a called strike on the outer half, 0-1. Goldstein continues to twirl in the Staples pen. Short hopped, 1 ball, 1 strike. A nice, crisp, clean game on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Sign for this every time. The 1-1. Fouled back, 1-2.
And with the exception of 2 batters in the 3rd inning, you could argue that Black is pitching a better game right now than Kasparius. Him is going to be my kryptonite.
I can appreciate that. The 1-2 pitch on the way from Black. He has struck out 5. And he strikes out 6. Got him swinging, 1 away.
And that's a big out for Black. And now with DiDomenico, the leadoff hitter, coming up, it's important for him to be able to get the first 2 guys out and not have anyone on for Kasparius' at bat so he can pitch around him a little bit. Ben's hit the ball really hard twice today.
DiDomenico is 1 for 2. He scored the lone run of this game. And a curveball misses low and inside, 1-0.
And we saw it again there on that last pitch, Rob, to Arciola. The fastball does not look as hard or as tough to hit.
The 1-0 is lifted foul and out of play, back behind home plate. Will it get a car? It did.
As it does off out of Kasparius' hand, but Staples just looks to Steve and unable to catch up right now.
Everybody seems to think that car is okay. It's a 1 ball, 1 strike count. With 1 down and nobody on. That's upstairs and in, backing DiDomenico out of the way, 2-1. Tomorrow it's Trumbull and Stamford in softball, 4:15 start time at Stamford High School. We were there a few weeks ago, a very friendly, comfortable atmosphere, good setup. We're back there tomorrow. The 1-2 with 1 out. Lifted high on the infield, calling for it Black, and that is the rare F1 coming off the mound, 2 away. As a coach, Frank, do you cringe when you see your pitcher making that play?
At this level, I'm okay with it, especially ball right there. It wasn't as high as you would think. Maybe your catcher can come out to get it. I thought that was a little tough for first or third. the benefit your pitcher has is he's playing it face on where the catcher's coming from behind.
At the collegiate level, a lot of the times, guys, they tell the pitcher just get out of the way. But when you're still in high school, a lot of the times you see the best pitchers on the team as also the best athletes on the team. You see that with Staples. Ben Kasparius pitching today. He's also the starting shortstop. So sometimes your best fielder might actually be on the mound in high school.
And that's a good point, is that in high school, a lot of these pitchers are really position players who throw much harder than a lot of the other guys on the team.
With the conversation on the Wilton mound, Black at 72 pitches right now and on 3 days rest, where they will leave him in. For a moment, I watched the way that Donano went out and kind of patted Black on the chest. I thought maybe we'd see a pitching change there, but it's more so just talking over what to do with number 5 at the plate, Ben Kasparius, who's been on base twice. Doubled in the first, singled in the third. Pitch on the way to him, a right-handed hitter. He swings and misses, 0-1. Still, in a 1-0 game, Kasparius tripping around third in the first inning still may be a big play. The 0-1 curveball lifted foul and out of play, back behind home plate. And quickly 0-2.
And in addition, it was Kasparius along with Yokoi, and maybe a mix-up of how many outs there were a couple innings ago. Staples would have had 2 on, 2 out back then.
The 0-2 with 2 out from Black. He brings it home. Line drive through the left side, and that's a base hit. 3 for 3 now is Ben Kasparius, so he will stand at first with 2 out, and Noah Yokoi coming up. He's also been on base twice, singled in the first, and walked in the third.
And with a hitter as good as Ben, you're going to take a 2-out single every time if you're a pitcher.
Absolutely. You're going to trade that any time, considering the monster looming in left. Marked at 345 in left center field. I was asking Jack McFarland about the dimensions before the game. He said, I think 345 is about right. I said, how about the left field corner? Breaking ball on the inside corner, 0-1. He said, we don't mark it. It's short. Let's go with that. No balls, 1 strike from the stretch. Now the 0-1. Fastball lifted foul behind home plate and quickly 0-2. But one thing he did do is he was big in getting this whole field resodded and redone. He added that second deck of fencing out there. It was a much lower fence at one time, making it just way too easy. Truly, as you know, almost a little league fence. The 0-2 with 2 out. 1-0 Staples. Misses low and away, but bounces away. Kasparius will take second. He will stay put, but takes a look at third. No advance.
As someone who pitched here, I can attest to the fact that that fence was way too short and way too close to home plate.
Now, he was running on the pitch, was Kasparius.
And he slid into second after the ball went to the backstop. Had he had his head up, he might have been able to take third there.
And that's why I'm going with a stolen base as opposed to a pass ball or a wild pitch. The 1-2. Swings and misses, but no, got just a piece of it, stays alive. It's 1-2. Crowd complaining. Tim Egan said, hey, that was a straight swing and miss. I heard the play-by-play guy say it. Jim O'Neill, who gets the ultimate call, said, no dice.
He said, I deliver this guy's mail.
Yep.
Of course he tipped it.
We don't want to say any bias this way, but Jim O'Neill actually does deliver mail for Noah Yokoi.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. And a runner off second. It's a 1-0 ball game. From the stretch, Black takes a look. Pitch on the way. Lifted, foul to third, and bouncing foul. That'll go into the cage, and we'll do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Black waiting. Gets a new ball. Noah Yokoi and Jim O'Neill exchanging thoughts. Now Yokoi takes a practice cut and climbs back into the right-handed box.
I think I heard Noah ask about the package he got earlier today. Said it was marked wrong.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Said he was expecting a delivery from somewhere with a runner off second. 1-0 Staples, 5th inning. And the pitch on the way. Curveball pulled foul. Well out in front of it. Do it again.
Very good at bat here from Yokoi, fighting off his 3rd foul ball here now with 2 strikes on him.
And with Panzer hurt, Yokoi pretty clearly the record's 2nd best hitter. A base open here, man in scoring position, 2 outs. important for Black to not give him anything to hit, especially with a 1-2 count.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out with the playoffs looming. A week from Friday will be our first broadcast. Runner off second, the 1-2. Fastball low, 2-2. We will pick a play. They're known as play downs, really quarterfinals, but we will pick a play down game from baseball and boys lacrosse next Friday and Saturday. Now time called as they get the count all figured out. I promise 2-2 also. You got a 2-2?
You got a 2-2.
I thought so. 8th pitch of the at-bat. Here it comes. Bounced foul. There will be a 9th pitch. So a good battle here between Noah Yokoi and Billy Black. We're in the bottom of the 5th at Staples High School in a 1-0 Staples lead.
And Justin, you talked about not giving him something good to hit here. The other thing to remember is that there is speed on second base, and with him running on contact, he's most likely scoring on any ball through the infield.
Unless he trips again.
Kasparius ready. Misses low and outside with an off-speed pitch. Not going anywhere. It's 3-2. So a full count. Yokoi gets his cut, climbs back in with Chad Knight on deck. He's 0 for 2. Yokoi's been on base twice. They do have an open base to work with, and a full count here. Black from the stretch. The payoff. Misses outside, ball 4. Walk number 3 allowed by Black. And a 10-pitch at-bat. Those are always fun.
And that was a really good at-bat from Yokoi there, who worked it all the way back from 1-2, fouled off 4 pitches on the at-bat, earns himself a walk, and that brings up Knight now with a huge opportunity for the records.
Black dealing with Knight. Knight 0 for 2. Misses inside, 1-0.
Like you said, Rob, Chad had 2 RBIs yesterday. He's a hot hitter. Black's handled Fanning, who's on deck pretty easily today. There is a base open still, even though not first base. We'll see what he does.
1 ball, no strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Pitch on the way in a 1-0 game. Lifted foul and out of play. First base side. Bounces into the parking lot, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Good pitch inside on the hands there. Forced the issue. Jams him up, and he's got a strike on the board now.
Kasparius off second, Yokoi off first. 1-1, up and in, and down to a knee goes Knight. 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike, 1-0 Staples. Bottom of the 5th. Another low-scoring matchup between these two. That's upstairs. 3-1. Do you sense a little bit of tiring from Billy Black on 3 days rest?
It's starting to look like that now.
And right on cue, Rob, Ben Russin just sprinted out to the pseudo bullpen here behind the right field fence for Wilton.
The 3-1 pitch. Lifted to right center field. Now coming on to make the catch is Stremecki, and the side is retired. So no damage done ultimately. No runs, a hit, a walk, no errors, 2 left. The Wreckers have left 6. On to the 6th inning we go. Again, they like these low-scoring games. Staples 1, Wilton 0. You're watching the FCIAC on the HAN Network.
For over 25 years, Mike Cizik Painting and Wallpapering has been the name to know for residential and commercial properties in Fairfield County. He uses only the top brands, including Benjamin Moore, for impeccable preparation and lasting quality. Call Mike now and receive $500 off any job over $7,000. Mike is currently accepting reservations for spring, so call him today at 203-770-8869 or 203-972-3310. For your custom painting, finishing, and staining needs, it's Mike Cizik.
Do you need help reaching or maintaining your fitness goals? For over 20 years, Mike Pernice has tailored his time and expertise to clients on both coasts whose schedules demand flexibility and accountability. Mike is a certified lifestyle manager and has been called upon to help his clients eliminate negative behaviors such as coping with stress, improving their time management, setting realistic life goals, and cutting down compulsive behavior. If you're ready to start working toward a more energetic, productive, and healthier you, call Mike Pernice.
I'm Kate Chaplinsky. Join us for Coffee Break, weekdays at 11 to get the latest Connecticut news, weather, high school sports, and more. News doesn't get any more local than on Coffee Break on the HAN Network.
And we move into inning number 6 now. Colin Cahall, Dylan LaFerry, and Henry Hovland due up for the Wilton Warriors, who trail 1-0 as Ben Kasparius begins his 6th inning of work. He's at 80 pitches right now. He has struck out 6 and walked 1. The difference in the game, an unearned run back in the 3rd inning as Kasparius singled, and the throw came in from right. Now, the error had to go to Henry Stremecki, unfortunately, simply because it was a good throw, but it just kind of bounced around at third, got away from third baseman Michael Tinkin, and on the score came John DiDomenico. That's the difference in the game.
And credit DiDomenico, too, just for the heads-up base running. He's scoring from first on the play, did a good job to get all the way to third, forced the issue on the throw. Stremecki gave it a good shot, almost gunned him down, but it didn't roll all that far away. It was heads up.
Cahall takes a fastball called strike at the knees, 0-1.
And just a good job to get up and finish all the way to get home.
He's 0 for 2 on the day with a pair of strikeouts. The 0-1. Breaking ball swung and a miss, quickly 0-2. Pair of kings, as some might call it. Goldstein continues to throw in the Staples pen. The 0-2 swings and misses. He strikes out for the 3rd time. Strikeout number 7 now for Ben Kasparius.
And you know it beats a pair of kings. 3 of a kind.
That is correct. Nobody on and 1 out for Dylan LaFerry, who is 0 for 2. Hit the ball right to the fence, and a fine play by Chris Durbel in left in the 1st. Also reached on an error and stole a base in the 4th. Each team, in fact, has committed an error on the day. That misses low and outside, 1-0.
And as Kasparius gets up around 85 pitches, he's thrown 4 straight breaking balls to start the inning, maybe a little tired with the fastball.
1 ball, no strikes. Let's see what he authors here. That was a fastball, low and outside, rather. 2 balls and no strikes.
And you're only down one run right now, but you're running out of time, and this is a big game for Wilton because you're sitting there just a single game outside of the 8th playoff spot right now. The road does not get easier down the end of the season here. You got a tough game against New Canaan, who's trying to fight for their lives. Then you've got West Hill and Norwalk, both who are in the mix as well. And if you can't win today, you're looking at having to win out.
Pitch on the way is a called strike. For Staples, they are trying to climb into the FCIAC playoffs for the 9th straight year. A called strike. And it's 2-2. My board was right, but I was looking at the scoreboard, thought I might have been off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He swings and bounces that foul to stay alive, 2-2.
Staples trying to make the playoffs for the 9th straight year. They'll go to Ward on Friday. And then next week they've got Trinity Catholic for their senior night. And then they go to Danbury in the last game of the year. Those 2 teams right now tied for 7th.
The 2-2 fastball lifted foul and back behind home plate. It stays 2-2.
And with that game against Ward on Friday, I was talking to some of the Staples parents before the game. They said, how'd Ward look on Monday? Were they impressive? Should we be worried? So Staples clearly looking forward to that game.
The 2-2 with 1 out in the dirt, 3-2. I think right now, with the exception of just a few teams, any team can win in this conference right now.
And we talked about how you just have to get in there. The biggest thing is going to be who's got the hot pitcher as you get into the postseason.
As he swings and misses and goes down on strikes for strikeout number 8.
And when you look up and down the FCIAC standings, Darienne's kind of become the Cincinnati Bengals of the FCIAC in the sense it's been 3 straight years that they've been at the top and then lost in the first round of the playoffs and really got blown out every year. So they're the number 1 seed right now, but they need to prove it.
I'm very glad Josh Fisher, Cincinnati Bengals fan, did not hear that reference just now.
I thought that was a great burn on Cincinnati. That was very well used.
1 ball, no strikes to Henry Hovland, who's 0 for 1. Josh and I, for the most part, stay away from football talk. A called strike at the knees, 1-1. Josh, a Bengals fan. Me, a Steelers fan.
Well, just everyone remember you could be a Jets fan and know that you're doing much better.
The 1-1 curveball and a beauty on the inside corner had Hovland bailing, 1-2.
So, Rob, you must be happy about former FCIAC player Tyler Matakevich joining your Steelers.
I was sitting with Frank Granito when I found that out. Curveball called, strike 3. Strikes out the side, 3 up, 3 down. He has 9 Ks on the afternoon, and the inning comes to an end. Nothing across. We're through 5.5 at Staples High School. 1-0, Rutgers leading. The Wilton Warriors are watching the FCIAC on the HAN network.
I think what makes ONS special is that it has everything that makes academic medicine great. We have the fellowship-trained specialists, but we still bring the style and type of medicine that's indicative of a community practice.
We are all trained in our area of interest and expertise, so our patients see a doctor who specializes in their particular injury.
I did have 2 consults with major New York City hospitals, but I just felt that the care was best here. I was treated like a rock star. The surgery exceeded any expectations that I had.
You are watching the HAN network, and you're not alone. Nearly 500,000 viewers enjoyed our broadcast in the first 5 months. Advertise on the network that reaches Fairfield County, Connecticut's most engaged audience. Contact Jessica Murrin, Advertising Director, at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
Hi, I'm Rob Adams with my good friend Donald Eng, and we're the home team for Nutmeg Sports, Monday through Wednesday at 2 o'clock right here on the HAN network. We are the place for all things Connecticut sports, so come hang out with us on Nutmeg Sports. Don? They don't call him the best color man in the game for nothing. Nutmeg Sports, 2 o'clock, Monday through Wednesday right here on the HAN network. Bottom of the 6th inning, and Mike Fanning starts the inning with a little humpback liner into center field, a leadoff base hit. Hit number 6 for the Wreckers on the afternoon. So with 1 on and nobody out, Max Popkin will be the hitter. He is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts.
And we were talking about during the break, we thought Black might look like he's laboring a little bit. The only thing, there's nothing that could be more frustrating right now than that first pitch just being a little poke single.
Tinkin in on the grass at third, checking for the bunt from Popkin. Pitch on the way, does show it, pulls it back, but it's a called strike on the outer half, 0-1. Let's glance ahead to the 7th, shall we? Dooley, Donano, and DeLisa due up. 1-0 on a breezy day, thank you. Notes blowing around here, so the good people here at Staples High School are recovering my notes for me. Very classified information indeed. The 0-1 throw over to first. Almost got him leaning. Fanning dives back safely. Got to get dirty on those white uniforms in that spot. No balls, 1 strike. He gets his lead. Dangles the left arm out in front of him. Black stands, brings it home. Curveball is pushed to the right side. Black flips to first in time. Popkin gets the sacrifice.
Just a perfect bunt down the first baseline. The miscommunication and confusion between Black and Hovland right there. And a good job by Black to be able to recover, but the sacrifice works, and now you've got a runner in scoring position here with an inning and a half to play.
And Cahall was the one who came over to cover. Justin.
Popkin's got to get some credit for the execution there, but the meeting you saw between the first and second pitch between Coach McFarland and Popkin, he squared towards third base on the first pitch, and that time went towards first. No doubt that's what the conversation was about.
Matt Stone is 0 for 1, grounded to short and walked. Breaking ball misses, 1-0. Big spot here in a 1-0 ball game. Fanning off second. The Wreckers looking for an insurance run. Fastball upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Action continues in the pseudo bullpen beyond the right field fence, where a few fans are also enjoying a sunny afternoon. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Runner off second. That's a called strike on the inner half, 2-1. Trumbull and Stamford tomorrow in softball here on the HAN network, 4:15 tomorrow afternoon. But here, 1-0. Wreckers on top of the Warriors. That's short hopped in the dirt, bounces away. Donano keeps it in front of him, but on to third on the wild pitch goes Fanning.
And that advance all comes from the secondary lead by Fanning. Got a good couple hops off second base, and as soon as he read down angle on the pitch, was able to move to third.
They've got bases to work with as the infield comes in, and a 3-1 pitch on the way is a line drive down the right field line. It's a fair ball. Played out there by Stremecki. Scoring is Fanning. On his way to second goes Stone. An RBI. 2-0 Staples.
And that's a really good piece of hitting going the opposite way as we see Coach Egan heading for the mound here. What will most likely be Black's last batter.
They do talk things over, and that will do it. We'll get a pitching change here. So out goes Black. Pitched his heart out today, but he will walk away on the downside of a 2-0 ball game. We'll take a break, come back to Staples. We're in the sixth. 2-0 Staples on top of Wilton. You're watching the FCIAC on the HAN Network.
Had a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast without an appointment. Biking, golf, tennis, soccer, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or go to coastalorthoexpress.com. That's coastalorthoexpress.com. Like them on Facebook.
Can't wait for it to get warmer so you can start fishing again? Get over to the Dock Shop, where they have the latest in fishing tackle, marine electronics, boating supplies, and more. But remember, the Dock Shop isn't your average tackle shop. You'll also find the finest selection of nautical apparel, jewelry, home decor, and gifts in New England. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, DockShop.com.
The HAN Network is the leader in local broadcasting in Fairfield and Westchester counties. We reach tens of thousands of viewers via our live news, sports, and entertainment broadcasting. We can create your advertisement and broadcast it through our programming to one of the most affluent markets in the United States. And remember, our broadcasting is live, which means viewers cannot skip or click past your marketing message. And we measure our audience and their demographics on every broadcast. To advertise on the HAN Network, contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
And right-hander Ben Rusin is the new pitcher for the Wilton Warriors. Billy Black's day is done, 98 pitches in 5 1/3. 2 runs, 1 earned. However, he is responsible for Stone at second base. He allowed 7 hits, walked 3, struck out 6, 1 wild pitch. He just ran out of gas, but he really pitched a good game.
Oh, it was an unbelievable performance today from the senior. Just a great effort from Black. Again, only 1 earned run. You've got a potential second one waiting out there at second right now, but we'll see if Rusin can come in and clean this up.
And right-hander Ryan Gabriel goes down the line, the sophomore, beginning to loosen up in the bullpen for Wilton.
Excuse me, that is Billy Black, the junior for the Warriors.
Tim Egan begins to make his way off the mound, now trailing 2-0 his team. And Rusin ready to deal.
So I figured out what the adjustment I wanted to make to the uniforms. It's been bothering me. I just think it doesn't go with the traditional hat, which I do like a lot.
Okay.
But you need a different hat, an alternate hat to go with the powder blues.
Powder Blues making a big comeback in baseball. Pitch on the way. Fastball called strike to Mike Cusa, who's 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded or popped the second. No balls, 1 strike. Sam Arciola on deck. The set by number 25, and he brings home a curveball that stays inside and low, 1-1. Kasparius working into the 7th. We'll see about him when the Warriors come up. He has struck out 9 with 95 pitches on the day. Runner off second, 2-0 game. Pulled to the left side, bounced around, grabbed at third, has plenty of time, sets and throws, short hopped, and safe at first. Wilton fans don't like it, but it's runners at the corners. Tim Egan's going to get his say now.
The call was off the bag there, and it was hard. I'm right behind first base, so I can't really tell. But the field umpire is in a direct line with first base, and there's no possible way he can see if the foot was off the base there. So I think that was kind of one of those phantom calls.
And the throw from Tinkin came up a little bit short. He had to recover off mishandling the original ground ball. It was a good scoop at first by Hovland, but they're going to say that in coming up, trying to check the runner at third, he just sort of came off the bag too quickly. But I agree, Justin. It was a very tough call, and a lot of people in tougher positions to make it.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was a good call, bad call. I couldn't tell, but the only point I'm making is there's no way he could tell right there that was the call.
And we'll get a pinch hitter here.
It's going to be Dan Call, who caught the first half of the season for Staples and got replaced by Matt Stone. Dan's a contact hitter, has a good eye, draws a lot of walks. And that's the kind of guy you want up if you're Staples right now with a man on third. Dan's also got good speed to stay out of the double play.
So a runner on first with Call coming up. Left-handed batter hitting here in the sixth. Takes a called strike, 0-1. Cusa on as a result of error number 2. Runners at the corners with one out. One in the inning, showed bunt, short hopped. It was a safety squeeze starting down the line and now heading back to third. No advance. That, by the way, a pinch runner.
And Cusa did make his way to second on the ball in the dirt there.
Correction, it's Matt Brown down the line at third, yes. Pitch on the way, a called strike, 1-2. So a lot of things going on here.
And a lot of credit has to be given to Matt Brown for not immediately breaking on that bunt attempt. Even if a coach tells you safety squeeze, you see it all the time where guys just run.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Bounced foul, first base side. We'll do it again. Fanning singled to start the inning, made his way around. He was able to come on and score as Stone drove him in. Brown, the pinch runner, 90 feet away. And a runner off second as well. Here's the pitch, a high fly ball, foul as it twists just to the edge of Staples Stadium off the track. It stays 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes. Pinch hitter Dan Call waiting. Curveball in the dirt, short hopped. Donano kept it in front of him. It's 2-2. Infield in. And a big spot here with 1 in the inning and 1 out. Pulled to first. They're going to go on contact and bring it home. He will be out at the plate. So they get Brown coming down the line on the 3-2 putout, the fielder's choice. Safe at first is Call.
Really good heads-up play there from Hovland. Fields the ground ball cleanly, charging towards it, sees the play.
Back to the top of the order, and John DiDomenico.
The pinch runner Brown just never had a chance on that one.
No. Wind picks up again and twists around here. DiDomenico is 1 for 3. Singled and scored in the third. A long look in. Now the set and the pitch on the way. Swings and fouls it back. No balls and a strike.
Expect Rusin to be incredibly aggressive against DiDomenico here because look who's on deck. Big number 5, who's 3 for 3 today and is pitching a shutout.
Kasparius has doubled, singled twice.
Something to keep in mind, Ron, with that Brown out, there is only 1 earned run on the day for Black.
Correct. No balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. A curveball misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. A 1-1 pitch coming, bottom of the 6th. 1 in the inning, a 2-0 Staples lead. Lifted foul and back behind the plate on a fastball, 1-2. Dooley, Donano, and DeLisa due up in the 7th for the Warriors, their last hope. With the Shadows infringing on Staples Field now. And the 1-2. Short hopped and blocked by Donano. 2-2.
I think that's 3 times in the last 2 batters that Donano has saved a run on a potential wild pitch.
I believe you're right. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Both bullpens still active. Throw to first and no advance from either base. Runners at the corners. It's Call at first base, and over at third is Cusa. They both get their leads. Now the 2-2. Curveball fouled off and couldn't be held on to by Donano, so new life for DiDomenico.
We've seen several Staples players today with a 2-strike count, just battle and battle and battle. They've drawn walks, they've earned hits, so credit this Rutgers offense. As good as Kasparius has been.
Kasparius.
Thank you.
The 2-2. A high fly ball to deep left field. Back goes DeLisa. He stands, he waits, he puts it away. And the inning comes to an end. Many hoped it would get up into the jet stream. It would have been a 3-run homer. Instead, it ends the inning. But 1 run for the Wreckers as they strand 2. We go to the top of the 7th inning at Staples High School. Staples 2, Wilton nothing. You're watching the FCIAC on the HAN network.
Watching the HAN network, and you're not alone. Nearly 500,000 viewers enjoyed our broadcasts in the first 5 months. Advertise on the network that reaches Fairfield County, Connecticut's most engaged audience. Contact Jessica Murrin, Advertising Director, at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
Last hope for the Wilton Warriors, 2-0, Staples on top of the Warriors. Along with Frank Granito, Justin Galanti, I'm Rob Adams here at Staples High School in Westport. It's been a good one, 2-0 the score. I mean, I'm a guy who likes these kind of games, low scoring, kind of high drama. Every pitch has a meaning to it.
Oh, absolutely, and this is what baseball is. This is the way the game is supposed to be played. It's a pitcher's matchup. There's good fielding. There have not been a lot of errors, and Kasparius has been absolutely tremendous, and I really like the call of leaving him in here to go get the complete game win.
He'll face Jack Dooley to start off the 7th inning. He flied to right and struck out. Kasparius with 9 Ks on the day. Shadows making their way in. First pitch, swings and fouls it off. At home plate, 0-1.
And it's the senior Glenn O'Brien who is pinch hitting for the Warriors now in the place of Dooley.
The 0-1 pitch coming with nobody out. Check swing, rolled it foul to the dugout, 0-2.
Ben had a pretty dominant top half of the 6th inning, and the big reason for that was eye on his breaking ball, and we've seen in this first at-bat, Kasparius go to it on the first 2 pitches.
He'll head back out to the mound. Mr. Jim O'Neill says that ball is no longer good. Take it out of play. So that'll be a batting practice souvenir somewhere. We had a couple of them come up here to the press box area before the game. The 0-2. Sawed him off, pushed it foul down the first base line. Didn't quite go out of play. Did kind of make a photographer or 2 duck for cover. no balls and 2 strikes. Kasparius brings it home. Fouled back again. Glenn O'Brien hanging in there. No balls, 2 strikes, 2-0 Staples, top of the 7th. Kasparius brings it home. Called strike 3. Might have been a high strike. He got the call, but it's strikeout number 10 for Kasparius and 1 away. And that is getting some groans from the crowd of so high. That was close, Justin.
From my vantage point, that looked a little up.
And you've had the sense that O'Brien has had a low strike zone for most of the day. It looked to be a little bit up, but credit O'Brien nonetheless for a good fight in that at-bat.
Check swing and a called strike to Donano, who's 0 for 2. No balls, 1 strike. Outfield plays it around toward right. Pitch on the way. Misses low and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sam, if that's still Arceola, and I believe it is, he is around toward right. Just pinch hit for, but the re-entry rule comes into play. The 1-1 lifted foul back behind the plate, 1-2.
And guys, we've seen how hard it is to hit Kasparius today. Now, for the first time, the shadows have crept in front of home plate, so the ball's going to be going light to dark for the hitters, making it even more challenging.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2-0 Wreckers. That's low and outside, 2-2. Looks like DeLisa still scheduled to hit as he fouls it off and stays alive, 2-2. That's the second time today that you've had the debate of whether or not he actually fouled it off or swung and missed there. But new life, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Donano waiting, that's upstairs. Get out of the way, 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2-0. Kasparius trying to bring it home. The 3-2 is in the dirt, ball 4. Tying run will come to the plate.
And now you look back at that out that Rusin got with 2 men on to end the bottom half of the 6th inning. Now with a man on base, the tying run comes to the plate. Obviously would not be the case if Staples had been able to extend the lead to 3 or 4-0.
And pinch running now will be the senior Ryan Osgood. He'll come in here. 1 out, top of the 7th, and he trail by 2.
DeLisa 0 for 2. Struck out in the 3rd, grounded to 3rd in the 5th. Righty-righty matchup. Runner off first. Pitch on the way. Fastball bounced up the middle. Could be 2. Step on the bag for 1. The relay to first is in time. Double play. And the ball game is over on a 4 unassisted 3 double play. Staples gets the 2-0 win.
And a really nice play there from the second baseman, as that was Cusa taking it himself. They almost had a little time of miscommunication there. Do they flip it? Do they not flip it? Step on the bag, and a nice stretch by from Yokoi to end that one.
So the final score, 2-0. We'll take a break, come back. Justin is head down to the field to grab us a guest, and we'll do all that when we return to Staples Field. Final score, Staples 2, Wilton 0. You're watching the FCIAC on the HAN Network.
It's time to come back to hometown banking, where people are taken into account, not just balances, where community comes first, a place where there's more than one kind of interest, where automation will never replace consideration, where they not only know your name, they know your dog's name too. It's time to expect more. It's time to bank well. Bank smart. Bank local. Bank well.
For more than 50 years, Triple S has been Fairfield County's expert service for carpet, upholstery, and drapery cleaning. We provide the best in repairs and in-depth restoration, understanding fabrics and how to properly clean and restore them. Our staff will come to your home to clean your wall-to-wall carpet to perfection. We can also pick up your fine carpets and bring them to our facilities. With locations in Norwalk, Stamford, and Stratford, Triple S will get the job done fast, big or small. At Triple S, you can count on our people as well as our cleaning. Find us at triplesclean.com or 203-847-8000.
You are watching the HAN Network, and you're not alone. Nearly 500,000 viewers enjoyed our broadcasts in the first 5 months. Advertise on the network that reaches Fairfield County, Connecticut's most engaged audience. Contact Jessica Murrin, Advertising Director, at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
And we're back at Staples High School. 2-0 the final score. Rob Adams and Frank Granito up top. Down on the field is Justin Galanti. He's grabbed the special guest. Justin.
Thanks, Rob. I'm with today's star of the game, Ben Kasparius. 10 Ks, a victory, 3 hits. Ben, what was working for you on the mound?
I think later on, as they started seeing my fastball better, my slider was definitely working. Dylan's a really feared hitter in the league, and I know he was all over my fastball, so I had to start going with some off speed, and it definitely worked. I had him off guard, so I think as the game went on, I kind of just had to start mixing it up a little bit more.
And you guys were pretty big favorites coming into the season, coming off an FCIAC championship appearance, a state championship appearance. Got off to a little bit of a slow start, but people always say all you have to do is get in the FCIAC tournament. So the way you guys are playing, are you confident right now?
Yeah, I'm really confident. I've never been so confident before. I think as the season's gone on, the chemistry's built with the team. We've been on a better page with coach, and I think we're just playing. We're beginning to play better baseball, and I don't think we've played our best game yet.
And then one more question. You pitched a shutout. You had 3 hits. I don't know what else you're going to rake the field. You're going to do something, fix the mound. What are you going to do after this?
I think I have to. I don't know. Going to ice, run, and we might be playing Ward tomorrow. I'm not sure yet about that, or Friday, and that's our next mentality. It's a big game.
All right, thanks for joining me. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, buddy.
Rob?
Thank you very much, Justin. We'll take it back up here. The numbers on Kasparius, 108 pitches. He goes the distance, 7 innings, no runs, 3 hits, 2 walks. He struck out 10. On the other side, Billy Black in some ways is kind of a hard luck loser. 5 1/3, 2 runs, 1 earned, 7 hits, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, and a wild pitch.
And he really pitched a great game. Nothing you can do about that first error that happened, the unearned run. It's a part of baseball, and it's tough to have to deal from behind like that. But it's the Devils. It's a tough loss to take. But credit the Wreckers; they were the better team today. Kasparius was obviously the best player on the field on both sides of the ball, both pitching and hitting. And this is the tough part for the Warriors now. How do you bounce back from this one? Because you're really putting yourself in a position of you've got to win your last 3 games to get into the postseason.
For Ben Rusin, he came on to finish for Wilton, 16 pitches and 2/3 of an inning, no runs, no hits, didn't walk anyone, didn't strike out anyone, threw a wild pitch, but kept the damage at just that 1 run there in the 6th inning.
Yeah, and there was, he came in, did his job. The wild pitch is tough. It only is a wild pitch, too, because you've got the 1 runner advancing to second. He held the runner at third there. But it's the way baseball is moving now. It's really a small ball game. If you can find a dominant pitcher, that is how you're going to win games, especially late in the year and as we move closer to the postseason.
So the totals on this one. For Staples, 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. They stranded 8. For Wilton, no runs, 3 hits, 2 errors. They stranded 5. Kasparius gets the win. Black gets the loss in a game that took 1 hour and 46 minutes. And we're right back with you tomorrow from Stamford High School as the Black Knights host Trumbull in softball. Good job today. I will see you again soon.
Yes, at least at the earliest next Monday, I believe.
Sounds good to me. See you then.
Always a blast.
With all that said, that'll do it from Staples High School. The final score, Staples 2 and Wilton 0 for the Wreckers. They are now 9-8 on the season and 8-5 in the FCIAC. For Wilton, they dropped to 9-8 and 6-6 in the conference. Coffee break gets your day started tomorrow at 11 o'clock, of course. We have Yankee Fishermen as well as Arts and Leisure joining you throughout the day. And then softball tomorrow afternoon as Stamford hosts Trumbull. For our entire crew here at Staples High School, Josh Fisher, Marty Hersom, Sean Saylor, Kevin Coleman, AJ Simonowski, Eric Gendron, Justin Galanti, and Frank Granito. I'm Rob Adams. The final score, Staples 2, Wilton 0. You've been watching the FCIAC on the HAN Network. Good night from Staples Field.